then I got this wig that's more of like a purpley red, and she looks incredible. I love her look so much now. She is awesome. She is bold. She is daring. She is a leader. She is fearless. I love Alidora so much. I will be hanging out with her a lot more because a lot of people love her, and a lot of people are just always like, hey, like, we want to see more of her. Okay. But yeah, she is really cool. I love the gold halo, the gold and red armor. I want to experiment with a different armor for her because, I don't know, something about that is just kind of missing a kick. It's missing a boot. It's missing a oomph. I don't know. Something's missing. But I love the fact that I don't give her shoulder pads, and I love giving her, like, the furry cloak that connects to her armor because I feel like it's really different. She's so badass that she just feels like she doesn't need, like, you know, arm covering, shoulder covering because she's just that good at fighting. You know what I mean? But yeah, I love Alidora with all my heart. She's so cool. The way that she used to look in the beginning was so stupid. But we all start somewhere. I give it slack. But now she looks incredible, and I love hanging out with her. She's just so awesome. But yeah, that is Alidora, my warrior. We have so many more to go. Are you bored yet? Liar. Turn on. Alright, next. We're gonna talk about Phoenix. We're gonna talk about Phoenix. Oh, my darling Phoenix. So Phoenix's look over the years. Phoenix, rewind. We're going to talk about Phoenix, the dragon. 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 You know how many times people go into my comments and they're like, you're cosplaying Satan, you're cosplaying the devil, you're cosplaying Satan. I can no longer follow you because you're cosplaying the devil. Just because you see red skin and horns does not mean it's any of those things. When I think of a dragon, I think of red, scaly skin and horns. Dragon. D-R-A-G-O-N. I don't even know if I spelled that right. Anyways, so
Vitamino-Color-Spektrum. Farbbrillanz wie am ersten Tag. Für bis zu 100 Tage.
Hol dir das kostenlose Girokonto. D&D.
Phoenix in the beginning was not put together. I thought the scaled armor was a cool idea, but it's just because I couldn't put that on my skin. Now, if I wanted to, I probably could. Anyway, so in the beginning, as much as I know people loved it, I, however, did not. Now, looking at it and knowing how my characters have evolved, I love where we started, but she looked ridiculous. I did not like the way that she looked. I thought she looked a little silly. And then the most recent look before the new one, she was wearing a scaled mail top, black hair, the black wings. I did not like that at all. And that's because the black wig just clashed with the black wings too much, and something was missing. And then one day I decided to paint my skin red, which by the way does not stain, it just gets stuck in my nails because people are constantly like, this stains your skin, that probably stains your skin. No, it does not. And then I love her wig. I love the gold wig with the horns connected to the wig. I think it's great. There is a lot of work to be done. I can't even show you guys a freaking photo because I did not take any good photos with her. But we are very close. We are very close to getting her to look good. Working with red paint can be really difficult because I'm not at that right shade of red yet. I have drawings of her. I have concept art of her, but like we're not there yet. And you know, there's only so much I can do with like clothing and like special effects and stuff like that when it comes to makeup. But like, we have a lot of work to do. But you will know it's Phoenix because it's a dragon. A dragon. Anyways, but I love her. I don't really have a story for her just yet either. But I want to have a story. Sometimes she's the last dragon. Sometimes she's protecting the last of the dragons. Sometimes the dragons coexist with humans. It just kind of just depends on the vibe that I feel for her. But I love her so much. And I definitely think she deserves a little bit more love than what people have showed her so far. But I cannot wait to work on her love just a little bit more as her wig just stares at me right over here. But yeah, that is Phoenix the dragon. Dragon. Alright, time
Hi.
you see the Star
Writing.
Wars inspired characters, they always
I'm
look
writing
white. That's why
today
you can just tell the difference
because
between the Star Wars
I
characters
have a
and
short story.
just regular hero and villain characters.
I have a short story on my roster I wanted to do for quite a while, and I'm writing the first concept, anything like that. I just planned it sort of like. I have my notes right here, and yeah, I'm writing today because I want to write a short story, and I'm really excited for it because I'm about to make my second character also on screen, but I'm not. There's something missing, but that's all I'm gonna say. But I'm writing today and listening to Crazy K. I'm watching her get to know my characters video again for like 20th time, I think. Yeah, that's what you're probably hearing in the background. Nah, I'm not showing. No, I'm not showing. And you can't read it anyway. I'm writing in German because I'm German. I'm just writing. I can't show you this. No spoilers. No spoilers. But I can tell you it's a fantasy story. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. It's a fantasy story, and I wanted to write this story for quite a while. Quite a while. I can't show you. You can't read it. It's German. You probably can't read it. All I can say it's a fantasy story, and I wanted to write this story for quite a while. And it's going to be long. Definitely, it's going to be long. I have 3 pages already, and I started yesterday. Yesterday? Yo, yesterday. But I'm not spoiling. I'm not spoiling. I'm sorry. I really want to show you this, but I want to surprise you as well. Why did the chicken cross the road? I don't know why.
what it is, what it's missing, but we're going to talk about Arwen, who is a frost spirit, frost frozen fairy enchantress thing. Oh, these titles just don't exist sometimes.
Short
But
story.
Arwen is a
I'm
very
writing a
feisty character.
story.
Her skin is
No
practically
fan
made
fiction, my
of
own
ice,
story.
and
I
that's
wanted
really
to
hard
do
to
for
portray.
quite a while.
The reason why I don't see her that much is because there's something missing. There's something. Her makeup to me seems very bland, but I kind of like that. You know, not every character needs like a very intricate design, crazy wigs, crazy makeup, crazy crowns or dresses. But I do want to get a new costume for her or put together something new because something is missing. I love Arwen though. Arwen is just so pretty. I love all the blue and
It's
the
a
white.
short story.
And she's
I
very
don't want to
pretty,
spoiler
but there's
anything.
something missing.
I don't
We
want
will
to spoiler
be
anything.
bringing her back eventually, just when her look
Yeah.
is more complete, more put together.
I also have quite a few fanfiction projects on my laptop, but I don't want to spoiler anything. No, I want to surprise you. I also want to show a new talking in the background. I'm watching Crazy K in the background. I'm watching Crazy K because it's easier for me. So it's not too quiet. I hate it when it's quiet and I want to write something. I can't write without music in the background. But I don't want to put more music because last time I had a copyright strike on my live stream because of music. It wasn't that big, but still. I can't write without something in the background. I hate it when it's quiet. Like some people cannot do workouts without music. I cannot do writing or hobbies without music in the background or something I like. No, it's not my mom. It's Crazy K. I don't live with my mom.
A lot of people have been having a hard time pronouncing her name. It is Arwen. Not Arwen, it's Arwen.
Today I'm just
I
writing.
say it very distinctly. Arwen. 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 Yeah. But yeah, I love her. There's not a story for her either. Maybe one day in the works there will be because I love like the icy characters because I find them to be so cool and so pretty. Yeah, that's Arwen. Another character that disappeared off the face of the earth a very long time ago, but we will be bringing her back. We're going to talk about Echo. Echo sometimes is a fairy, sometimes she is an immortal goddess. Yeah. How you know it's Echo is that she will always have a white wig with white horns and her makeup will be a beautiful shade of orange with red lips, and sometimes she either wears a red dress or a dark blue dress or maybe even a white dress. Nah, because the white on white kind of throws it off sometimes. But I love Echo. I love the idea of her. She definitely needs new horns because I didn't like the freaking purple flowers.
I'm not giving you money.
Orange makeup. That's not both right. But a lot of people have been asking for her to return, and that makes my heart so happy because I definitely think she deserves more love. She is a very gentle character. She has nothing but love in her heart for humans sometimes.
Right.
I portray stories of her where she is falling in love with a mortal. She yearns to be with humans, but that comes with a price and stuff like that. But I love her. She's such a sweet character, and she's so pretty, and she is very unique and different from the other ones. But we will be bringing her back eventually. There's just a lot of characters and a lot of costumes and a lot of projects that I am working on. So I'm kind of trying to get them done one at a time versus just trying to work on all of them at the same time, which I tend to do, and that gets a little overwhelming. But we're doing good, and we're going to be bringing her back
pick us up.
Oh, I cannot tell you guys how much
Why?
I love her. She is powerful. Like, she is a force to be reckoned with. She is intimidating. She is scary. She protects her forest at all costs, no matter what. She is so freaking cool. I'm sorry, I can't tell you guys how much I love Sila. Sila's so freaking cool, guys. She does not have a story just yet, because there are a bunch of different stories that I could use for her. But when that story is done, I think it'll be really freaking cool because she's just cool. I can't stop saying it enough. But I cannot wait to buckle down and get a story written for her because I just think it'll be just as cool as the way that she looks. So many people love her, and that makes my heart so happy. I'm gonna just keep saying it too much, but I love Sila, and so many of you guys do too, and that makes me so happy. But yeah, that is Sila the Forest Fae. Another fan favorite, we're gonna be talking about Artemis. She is my artificial intelligence, cyborg, robot, humanoid character. I love her. Anytime you see any of those phrases being thrown out there, that is Artemis. Artemis does stand for something, but I don't think I've said what it stands for yet, or maybe I did somewhere, I just completely forgot. Artemis is super cool. I love doing the whole scientist versus their creation type of videos. I don't have a name for my scientist yet because that's not really an official character just yet. She does have a story, but I'm not going to elaborate on it for just a little bit, just because it's a very complicated story. But I love Artemis. I love working with the scientist versus AI videos. Those are so fun, and I feel like the artificial intelligence ideas can be so scary sometimes, and I love it. She's so fun to work with. She's very intimidating sometimes, but she's also very chill sometimes. But yeah, we're still working on her, and I'm so glad that so many people love her. But that is Artemis. Real quick, typically how you'll know Artemis too is when she has the white hair and the really cool icy blue eyes, but sometimes I'm lazy and don't want to incorporate either of those. So sometimes I'll just wear my hair down and just not put in contacts. But anyways, that is Artemis. Alrighty, next we'll talk about my siren character. And before anyone comes in the comments being like, that's not what a siren looks like, blah blah blah. This is fantasy, and we don't argue about fantasy because even if it doesn't make sense, it makes sense because it is fantasy. Anyways, so
I'm not.
the name of my siren originally was
I'm not living with my mom. I live on my own. I'm watching a video. So it's not too quiet because I cannot write when it's quiet. Here. I'm watching a video.
to my mermaid character, but I've been hanging out with my siren more than a mermaid character, but we're still working on a mermaid character, so she is unnamed for right now until I have a design ready. But my siren's name is Merida. I love hanging out with her because she's so evil. Sometimes, but most of the time she's evil because it's just so fun. I love the evil characters, and we know that. I recently hung out with her. Haven't posted the videos yet, but I love the look for her. My hair is like slicked back. She has pearls in her hair.
I'm still there, but I'm writing.
Now she looks awesome. The white hat, the white dress with the flowy tassels on the shoulders, the purple makeup with the white eyes, and the splattering of white makeup. Oh, she looks gorgeous. I love her so much. And then there's Ravenna, which is like the darker version of Hort. Oops. She is
How
like
do you
the
live
darker
with 7
version of
cats?
her, or sometimes they're sisters, sometimes they're
How?
friends, sometimes they're
Like literally?
just depending
How?
on the day, depending on the vibe.
7
But
cats.
they're just like opposites. So I love Ravenna because like she wears
How?
black. Her makeup base is green with black.
I do like cats. I also like dogs.
Black, green splats of makeup. I love it.
But
The first time I showed
7
you
cats
was on my
in one
table
household?
with
How?
Wicked, and
How do you
I
take care of it?
love that
How do you
so
afford
much.
it?
It was so fun to make that. And it's so pretty to me. And like the magic, the spells, they look amazing. I love them so much. And I need to hang out with them more. It's just really hard to get in Rowena's dress because it's huge. It's a huge ball gown. It's actually a wedding dress too. So it is huge. I love them. They're just so gorgeous. I'll see them a lot more in the future. But those are my witches, Ravenna and Rowena. Two newer characters that so many people have fallen in love with.
What
We're
game?
going to talk about my Avatar-inspired characters, Adelaide and Enya. The moment I saw these outfits online, I immediately thought of Avatar, and I was like, I can finally make these characters because I found something that fits them really, really well. I cannot tell you guys how much I love their outfits and how much I love these characters. They are gorgeous. They're so pretty, and they're awesome. To say so myself, they are freaking awesome. Alrighty, I love Adelaide because she's very much like.
Nah, I'm not
she's
sick,
very
but my
flowy,
throat
very
hurts a little, but I'm not actually not sick. I'm fine.
literally, and she's just so pretty.
I
She's
don't
so
know.
gentle.
Maybe I just need
She's
something
so
to drink.
soft. Versus Enya, who's like, I am power. I'm gonna punch you in the face if you make eye contact with me. She's full of power. She's full of fury. She's full of fire. And I love portraying them together because again, the color contrasting is so
But
pretty. Sometimes they're the same person.
I can show you
sometimes
something
they're enemies, sometimes
for
they're friends.
the character
Sometimes
and
I'll
the story
portray
that I already have. I'll show you
as
something.
a
Wait.
bloodbender in disguise, like how Katara is. I love Adelaide's hair, how I portray the hair smoothies, half up, half down hair. And then Enya's is typically all up with 2 braids coming on the side.
I
love
have
it. It's so
this
pretty. They both look the same, but they're completely
for my
different.
character and
It's just
something else.
freaking cool. They're a force to be reckoned with, and
But this is
I love them.
what I want to use for this character.
Create
And I really love this wig.
an
This wig is
earthbender and
so
airbender,
beautiful. Or I also have this one in black. The one is so pretty. The crown is so beautiful. Especially the crystal in the middle, wait. There. The crystal in the middle is so beautiful. And it's so perfect for this character. It fits her so well. I can put it on tail, but I can't guarantee that it won't fall off. It will fall down, so I won't put it there.
The dark Enchantress. Oh my gosh. The way she looked in the very, very beginning was nothing. I had no idea what to do. I was like, okay, well, I have little to no resources, and she just looks like a very simple character, so we're just going to say heck it and go with the flow. But now, oh my freaking heart, she looks
And I also have
freaking beautiful. I feel beautiful when I think
this
about
for her, but I won't show this outfit because there's still... I won't show this character yet because there's still something missing. And I want to get her complete outfit together, so yeah.
I love the way she looks, guys. I love the like little werewolf bangs that I give her. She looks incredible. She is very in your face evil. Like you don't want to mess with her. Sometimes she loves humans, sometimes she hates them, sometimes she's a good guy, sometimes she's a
Yeah,
bad guy.
that's what I have for her right now. I need a corset and a different dress.
I love how many people have complimented saying how pretty she looks because I never thought I would be able to create her the way that I envisioned.
Then I'm not
and
putting
how
a
she
wig on.
looks in these like concept pictures
Thank you.
in my
I'm
concept
not
art.
putting any wigs on. My hair is
Like, I'm shaking just thinking about it. I'm so
extremely
proud of
thick
that.
and I'm getting headaches because of it. So
I
I'm
can't wait
not
to show you guys more videos
gonna pick on them.
It's just, it's
I'm not gonna put on the
a piece
wigs
of art, in my opinion.
until my hair is
Yeah,
thinner.
that is Sila. Another huge fan favorite. We're going to talk about Mist. I
There
love
will be
Mist with
more
a
characters,
burning, literal
but at
passion.
first
Mist
I have
is
Jeanette
so
ready.
unique, and
I
she's
showed you
so
in the live
cute,
stream
and
and on
she's
the
so
short.
soft, she's
Yes,
so
I also have a
sweet,
game
and
on my
she's so
laptop.
gentle.
And next character will be,
The Merida's ready?
Hab ein süßes Kleid.
and the next character that I will show is definitely Emily.
Versus now, I feel like her makeup
And
is so much more
there's
cleaner.
also a
I'm
fairy
still
I want
working
to
on her
show,
because
but
there
I'm
are
not
a lot of elements
quite
missing
there
from
yet.
her. But you know, sometimes she is half moon, half sun, half fire, half ice, and she just looks so pretty. I love her.
No, I'm not
so
playing the
proud of
game.
the that I painted. It just pulled
I
everything
don't want
together
to.
so much
No.
better. I experimented with like half and half wigs, but they just did not look good at all. So I love just using my natural hair for that.
No, I don't have
It
Roblox.
looks
Because
good.
I don't want to.
And she's not fully put together yet, but she looks
I
great.
want to
just
write
the way
today.
that
I
she
just
is.
want to
And
write today because I
I
haven't
love
done this
her.
in a
She's
while.
so cool, and she is
In
literally, I
a
think,
while,
my
and I
most
love.
unique
Actually, it's
character.
my favorite
And
hobby.
one of my most
But I
underrated.
need to write.
And so many people love her. My favorite video that I played with her was the Freaks song, because that's just exactly what she is. She's so welcoming.
But I don't
And,
want
you
to play
know, if
Roblox.
she would
Roblox
ever
seems
find a
boring
fellow
for me, and I
freak
hate
out
it.
there in the world, she would
It's
immediately
so
walk
annoying.
in
Like
with arms when they're rejected by society. So I love Miss with
I'm
all
not
my
going to play
heart.
Roblox.
Don't know where her story
If
is
anyone
just
is
yet.
asking
We're
again, I'm
still
kicking
working
you
on her,
out.
but I think she would have one of the
Because
most
it's getting
comforting stories
quite on
ever.
my nerves. I don't want to
We
play
have
Roblox
Alidora.
because I think
Alright,
it's
this
totally
character
boring.
disappeared for a little bit just because of the wings. The wings that I had for her at first were not working out that well, but I
And
have
Roblox
wings,
is also
but they are a
taking your
little
money.
bit.
You need
So
to
we
pay
are
for a
getting
lot
more
of things
for
on
her.
Roblox. I'm not ready to pay money for that. I'd rather spend my money on cosplays, dresses, and wigs. Or on food. I'm not ready to spend my money for a game. Money, not monkey.
She is inspired by a Valkyrie, but my take on a fantasy Valkyrie where they have she has no leader, she bows to no one, but she works for the good. You know, she protects good, vanquishes evil. She's really cool, very powerful. She's very godlike. The only thing I'm not liking right now is the wig that I have for her because it just doesn't look good. And also the makeup that I put on her neck, the gold glitter. Oh my gosh, getting that off is the biggest pain in the butt. But she is so pretty. I love the gold crown I give her that has the gold horn. She's so pretty and she's so cool. We will be seeing more of her down the line. Again, there's just some things we gotta work with first. We want to make sure that none of these characters clash in together and look so similar to another character. Because then it's kind of like, what's the point? But yeah, that is our Sila. Alright, we'll talk about one of my villains from one of my short stories. We're gonna talk about Oshira. I love her name. Her name is so freaking cool. Her look is definitely.
If you want to argue about Roblox, then you can argue somewhere else, but not in my live stream. You're annoying.
For her to stay.
It's
So
annoying.
I'll bring her to like shorter
So,
stories and stuff
out.
like that. The one thing I don't like right now is the dress that I have for her because I use that dress with a lot of characters, but I don't like the cracks that go up both sides of her face. I feel like it didn't really pull together very well. However, though, I love the gray ombre to purple wig. I think that wig is so pretty and it fits her so well.
Okay.
And I love the horns with the crown. She is a very evil sea witch, like very evil. I think she's one of my most evil characters that I've created. I loved her in Call of Calypso. I love that story so much. Even though it's not like 100% put together, like it's still so fun. And I think that's one of the greatest things that I've ever created on camera. But Oshira is really cool. I love playing the villain characters. It is so fun. But she is very menacing, very intimidating, and very scary. Yeah, there's not a whole bunch to her yet. We're still hanging out with her and still working with her. But that is Oshira. Another character that people have been asking questions for is River. River is my main character from my short story, Curious. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. I'm not going to go into too much depth about that story because it's a lot.
Thank you.
I will say I'm not sure when the story will continue, but it will continue eventually. It's just a very detailed and very long story. So yeah, River is the big sister of her little
Seriously,
sister,
Peachy,
Lily.
how
And
old
in
are
the
you?
story, she ends up finding
The
a
picture
piece of
looks
the
very
ball
young.
of Solara, and by picking up that moon, it basically, how do you describe that? River's soul and body absorbs the moon and gains its power. But with that power comes a curse, which is immortality. So she can't die. She does have a weakness, but we're not elaborating on that just yet. But she has really cool, very electric powers. Her makeup glows. Her suit is like electricity, and it glows. It's so cool. I love Curious. Curious is one of my most unique stories.
Okay.
And for the fact that so many people have loved it makes me so happy because I was really nervous to put those videos out. But so many people have loved it. And I think her look now makes so much more sense in my head versus the first part. But that's what we love about teasers, is that the teasers are not going to look the same as the official storytelling videos and stuff like that follow afterwards. But I love River. She's so cool. It definitely reflects from me as a big sister. She's very protective, and even though it may come with like
Shop und verpassen nie einen Verkauf mit den am besten konvertierten Checkout der Welt. Entdecke, warum Millionen Businesses mit Shopify verkaufen. Jetzt kostenlos testen.
Quite a long time, and that is Queen Dalia, or I guess you could also say princess, depending on the story that I'm telling. Anytime you see a princess or a queen, just like a random princess or queen, that is typically Dalia. There have been several princess and queen stories that I have told throughout the years, but my favorite one has to be my short story, Photogenic Revenge. I love the name of that story. I don't know what it is, but it sounds scary. It sounds spooky, and I love it. So there's not just one story. There are literally hundreds, and I love telling princess and like royalty stories. They're just so much fun. I love incorporating other characters and incorporating like witches and stuff. Like it's just so much fun. But Queen Dalia has been around for a long time, and she always looks so pretty. Alrighty, I have welcomed two new characters on board very, very recently, and that is Titania, which is the rain, and Zalaria, which is thunder or lightning, whichever way I decide to portray her. Zalaria was originally supposed to just be like my storm bringer, like all kinds of storms. But then I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna end up having a bunch of different characters that represent different kinds of storms and like different weather and stuff like that. So rain and lightning slash thunder was born. I'm not 100% satisfied with Zalaria's look yet. It just wasn't giving enough oomph or power. I don't know if it's the hair. I like the crown on her, and I love the dress. I love the dress. But I think it's the makeup that's throwing me off. Sometimes I'll show her as an overall storm bringer, or just thunder, or just lightning, or pretty much both, because you can't have one or the other individually. You gotta have both. But I do love how we're coming along so far, and I love her name. And Titania, which is rain, she is beautiful. I love the blue. For the fact that the wig and the dress match perfectly on that shade of blue is insane. I love the silver hair right there, the white eyes, the silver makeup, the shimmery blue lips, and then the same type of dress that Zalaria has. It's heart so happy to know that so many of you guys have been inspired by these characters and these stories, and it just makes me so happy because, you know, on the days when I'm feeling down and I need someone to hang out with because I don't have a lot of physical people in my life to hang out with, I immediately come in here and hang out with my characters, and to know that they give you guys comfort, joy, encouragement, laughter, all my heart, it makes me so happy. And I really hope to one day do even greater and bigger things with these characters. If I can make like animated movies, animated shorts or something, like there are so many dreams that I have for these characters. And they're just so unique. And I don't know where I would be if I didn't start this way of storytelling and this way of like showing characters. I don't know, I don't think I'd be here. But it's really cool where we're at. And this whole legacy that I have began, it's so cool. And it brings me so much happiness. And I could go on and on and on and on and talk about it all the time. But like, holy crap, this is where we are. These iconic characters who have names and have stories. This giant multiverse I have created. And it's just so cool. And I love it. And it's a reason why a lot of people are still here today. People tell me all the time, like, you saved me.
I'm writing.
You know, I see your guys' comments, I do. Sometimes I'm just socially awkward and don't respond to everything because I'm awkward. I'm an awkward little being. But sorry. My characters, I mean, people have told me all the time that my characters and my stories have saved people. And they saved me too. And by people saying that my characters have saved someone, I did that. I created this. I did this. I have worked for this. I have given happiness. I have given shelter. I have given people a home where they feel like they don't belong anywhere else. I did this. And it's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. Never in a million years did I think that I would impact people with the crazy little characters and the crazy stories.
I'm writing
in my
because
head.
I want to.
My goal since day one was to always make someone smile. My goal since day one was to make just one person smile, and now I'm making so many people smile every day. And it heals the biggest part of my heart because, you know, growing up telling people about the crazy little stories in my head, people treated me like I was freaking weird, like in a bad sense weird. And people called me all kinds of names and treated me as if I just didn't belong anywhere. And I tried fitting into this world that didn't deserve me or my creation or my creativity or my imagination or my kindness. And then I created this. I created a world where we are welcoming to fellow weirdos, fellow dorks, fellow nerds, fellow freaks. And now here we are, a giant garden full of over 5 million sunflowers. And speaking of that, holy crap, thank you all so much for 5 million subscribers. It means the absolute world to me. And to know that there are that many people watching and that many people who consider this as another home and a comfort space or whatever it may be to them makes me so unbelievably happy. It's just awesome. It's so awesome. I have helped people realize that they're not alone. And I always felt out of place with my stories, but then I found all of you guys who loved this stuff, and it makes me so happy. I talk too much. My bad. Anyways, I really hope you guys enjoyed. If you want me to babble on about these things, please let me know, and I will figure out what to babble on about next. But seriously, thank you all so much for sitting with me and hanging out with me. It means the absolute world to me. I really do hope you enjoyed, and I hope now knowing the names of my characters that we have right now helps. The next time we'll make a get to know my characters is when we have like 15, maybe 20 characters that are brand new. So we don't have to keep remaking this video. But yeah, I really hope
Okay.
you guys enjoyed, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. And I will see you guys in the next video. I love you all so much. So much. And I will see you guys next time. Bye. characters. It's not because I don't care about them. It's because you guys know how many characters I gotta keep up with every day? We have now almost like 60 characters. And it has gotten so, the list has gotten so wide to the point where I don't have my tablet or my notebook anymore. I have to lay out my entire computer with this giant freaking spreadsheet. That's how much there is. Anyways, I have now been talking for way too long. Let's see who's first on the list. So first, gosh, there's so much to talk about. Like my head can't wrap around just like one thing that we gotta talk about. Keep in mind too, if I'm talking about a character, my brain might immediately skip on and talk about another character, or like go here, 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 here. So let's see who can keep up. So first we are going to be talking about Sasara, the Magic Keeper. I absolutely love her look. She is so pretty. I love just, I don't know, her makeup is so simple. And the way that she is designed is so simple yet so elegant at the same time. So Tasara's color schemes are purple, white, and gold. To me, she looks very much goddess-like, but she's not a goddess at all. Her story is actually pretty interesting. I really want to show like a teaser or some kind of sort. Well, I kind of did a little bit in a short, but I didn't like elaborate on it a lot because again, it's just a short. But she is the Magic Keeper in a certain universe. Again, I will talk about the universes at the end because that way I can talk about the multiple characters that are within those realms and universes, so it's easier to keep up with. But anyway, she is the Magic Keeper, and the magic that we're talking about is the magic of the entire world that she lives in. So all the magic of this world is held within a single flower. That flower can be picked, it can be moved, it can be replanted. The one thing it can't do is regrow. So once it's destroyed, it cannot regrow. Therefore, the magic cannot regrow with it. So overall, her job is to not only keep her own magic with her, but it's also to I'm already trying to say a million things at the same time. Not only is she trying to keep her own magic safe, she's also trying to keep the magic of her entire world safe from whether it be human hunters, a royal court, anything like that. All these stories can go a million different ways, and I do portray them a million ways because it just makes things so much more exciting. It shows all these different probabilities. Because even if you swap these characters with these stories, you're going to get something completely different, and that's why I love telling different stories with the same characters. Anyways, so there's not really a label for Tasara. I just called her the Magic Keeper. She can be called a fae. People can call her a goddess if they want, a fairy, an enchantress, so on and so forth. At first, Tasara was actually supposed to be a prophet, but then I was like, there's something different with this character by the way she looks, by the way she feels, by the way she moves. And so we ended up switching it to the Magic Keeper, and I love that a lot more because it really fits her. It fits her dynamic. It fits her energy. It fits her power. Everything like that. And Tasara is a very, very, very gentle character. She doesn't really have a vicious bone in her body unless that magic flower is in danger, or if her or her people are in danger. So yeah, we're still unraveling a bunch of stuff with her. I am going to be hanging out with her a lot more soon, only because I've honestly only hung out with her once. And even then, by being with her for the first time, we were able to kind of sculpt out this not only story, but a really, really beautiful character. And she's so simple, but again, she's so pretty, and I love it. And I just love her colors, the way her dress lays out, jewelry, her makeup again is so pretty, and I love her so much. Is there anything else I need to say about Tasara? No. But anyways, that is Tasara, the Magic Keeper. Alrighty, next we have, I love this character. She is very freaking strange, but I love her. We're going to talk about Thea the Ram. I don't really have any other subnames for her besides just Ram because, like, you could only have so many fairies, so many enchantresses, so many witches, so many queens, so on and so forth. And so I wanted to really create these characters that are based on animals. But there's so much more to them than, like, the actual animal. Because, like, the way that Thea is portrayed as a ram is not the same type of ram we would see in our human reality, real life things. So she's not that. Anyways, Thea I think is very, very unique. The way that she looks is just really interesting. Specifically, her pink markings, her pink makeup, it's very, very unique. Sometimes she's humorous, sometimes she's sarcastic, sometimes she's actually trying to kill these characters. Sometimes she is being forced to kill these characters but doesn't want to because it's truly against her morals, but she is bound by a law or by blood that she has to commit to this action of killing magical folk and everything like that. But dang, there's so much to say. I don't know what I should say. I don't want to spoil the Silent Arrow, but I can also go ahead and say this. There is another story that she has that is pretty cool. It's completely different, and I'll go ahead and say the name of it because I feel like I just can't speak on much without spoiling anything that I have going on. But we have a story in the works called Double Bound, and I'm really, really excited for that one. I think that one is my most like anticipated like short story thing to tell you guys. Double Bound is pretty interesting. It involves Azurin, and that's all I'm going to say about it. But a lot of people are really curious on this story and with Azurin, like what her purpose is, how this happened, is she good, is she bad? And so I'm really excited to elaborate on that specifically with Double Bound, because Double Bound can also be connected to any tellings of the Silent Arrow, which I'm really excited for. But Azurin is super, super cool. I love her outfit. I love how simple, but yet really weird her makeup is because her eye makeup is purple, but her eyes are blue. I love just how natural her hair is. Her corset with her halter is really cool, and her and her bow and arrow skills are so freaking cool. I love her so much. She is absolutely badass, and she's just so freaking cool. But I cannot wait to tell you guys more about the Silent Arrow and Double Bound because I just think it's really cool. But yeah, next we have. Oh, I lined these all up perfectly. Alright, we are going to talk about my Sunflower Fae Warrior, Rakelia. Now, in case anyone has not caught on, yes, Rakelia is spelled with my name in it on purpose, and it's because we all know how much sunflowers mean to me and what they stand for when it comes to my community and everything like that. So it was only fit to finally put together a Sunflower Warrior. Not a princess, not a queen, a freaking warrior. I love her armor, her headpiece I made by myself. Absolutely love it. Her armor, the painting and the designing I did by myself. I did not form that thing. I am not that talented. But anyways, I absolutely love Rakelia. She's so pretty. I love the sunflowers. I love everything about her. She's so freaking pretty. I love the fact that she doesn't have any like colored eyes or anything like that because the brown eyes really goes well because you know sunflowers, brown, gold, a little bit of orange, green. It all just goes really well together, okay? So we had only hung out with Rakelia once, but just by hanging out with her once, she's already so freaking perfect. I don't think anything of her is gonna be changing because like her makeup I wanted it to be a lot more detailed, but then that would have really clashed really hard with how vibrant and beautiful not only the headpiece is, but the armor as well. And so I love how simple her makeup is, I love how simple her hair is. I love everything about the way that she looks, and it's absolutely perfect. And having a Sunflower Warrior was always, always on the roster. It has been for about over a year, and so to finally bring her to life was just, I don't know, it was just like a little dream come true for inner child me, and I love her so much. But I love pairing Rakelia up with Azurin because it just makes sense. We have a Fae Warrior, and then we have a Fae Huntress. And the Fae Warrior is over here trying to protect herself and her world and everything magic, and then you have the Fae Huntress who is trying to get rid of that. And I love it so, so much. The dynamic between them is so great because you can play them off as they're serious enemies. They're trying to, you know, each other, or they're humorous with each other, or they're sisters, or like whatever it may be. And so I absolutely love that. I don't know who I would ever pair up with Rakelia in the future, but I do want to experiment having her meet other characters And a lot of people are like, so what if she shoots it at someone and it's just a normal person? It's just a normal person. It just kind of like just bounces off. Like imagine you have an arrow, but at the top there's no like pointy part. It's just a flat head. It's an unsharpened pencil, so it just bounces off. That's the best way that I can describe that. A word for it is when shooting at a like magical creature person, it still bounces off, but it like how do you explain this? It hits them, but like creates like this ripple effect across their body and forms, shows their true forms when it comes to being magical and stuff like that. The way I'm speaking is absolutely ridiculous. I'm trying my best. I had no intention of talking today, but here I am. Anyway, back to Regalia. I don't really know what else to say about Regalia. I love her. She's so sweet. She's so bubbly. But she's also very serious and very protective. And she's so magical. And I don't know. A cozy warrior is just absolutely perfect. And I love her so much. But yeah, that is Regalia, the Sunflower Fate Warrior. Alrighty, next we are going to talk about Amethyst, the sorceress. I haven't shown too many stories with her because we're still experimenting with her and we're still figuring out what she wants to wear. She has already chosen another outfit that she wants to experiment with next time she wants to show her face around here. There is honestly not much to her. There's not really a story for her. She's just kind of like one of those characters who can either be good or bad or just straight up mischievous and just raises hell everywhere she goes. When it comes to sorcerers, I really love doing those kind of like skits and stories where they're tricking people and they use their magic to trick people, so on and so forth. So I really like that short that I showed with her who is disguised as a royal counselor and then she's with the queen and then uses her magic to essentially kidnap the queen, put her in a mirror and keep her trapped there and takes away her crown. I like that story because without the queen having her crown, she's stuck in this mirror, but if she had her crown, then she wouldn't be stuck in it. But Amethyst took it. Anyways, Amethyst I kind of see more as being a very, very sarcastic villain. Like she knows what she's doing. She may do it wrong, but it's funny in the process. Yeah, there's not too much to her. I think I just need to hang out with her again to kind of like really buckle down on her. But again, the best way I can describe her is just a very, very mischievous, sarcastic, humorous villain. And I think that fits perfect. Her color scheme will always be purple because I don't know, a purple sorceress who is named Amethyst is perfect. And Amethyst is one of my all-time favorite crystals, so it all just fits together perfectly. Is there anything I need to cover about her? I don't think so. But yeah, that is Amethyst, the sorceress. That is Amethyst, the sorceress. Alrighty, next we have Osonia, the Reaper. My girl needs a touch-up, okay? She agrees with this. We talked about this for a long time. Her look is not 100% there at all. I do not like that sparkly dress on her, and she doesn't like it either. So we are working on her look a lot more. We're working on the hair, we're working on the makeup, we are working on the dress, we're working on everything. So that was a huge trial run. But overall, her being the Reaper, there's a difference between specifically like her, the Reaper, versus like the Keeper of the Underworld or the Keeper of Hell. The first person we would associate that to is Lanira. They are completely different. How I view Sonia is that she's the one who essentially determines when someone's time to go, and she brings your ass side. You know what I mean? I really, really love that video with her and Amethyst. How Amethyst tries to lure in a human and play a trick on them with her magic, only for that person to end up being with Sonia and her being like, hey, you're an idiot, but
Sommer. Wunderschöne Landschaften, die wir in aller Zuversicht genießen können. Und all diese Erinnerungen, die wir haben. So viele sonnige Momente, die wir miteinander teilen. In völliger Sicherheit bis zum Ende der Ferien. Kleber. Bewährt in allen Jahren.
I really like the idea of Sonia. But while I'm here, I may as well go ahead and say something only because I don't know how long it's going to be until we show this. But this has been in the works for a long time. Speaking of Lanira, there was a short that I did with her where she welcomes a kid and she keeps the kid spirit angel as her daughter. I feel so weird talking about this because, yeah. Anyways, spoiler alert, Osonia will end up being Lanira's child. We are not going to ask how a human spirit ends up turning into the Reaper. I know how it works. We will discuss it later on when Lanira decides to show her face. She has not been showing her face because humans have been absolutely irritating the living dead crap out of her. So, she will be showing her face eventually. I'm not trying to convince her or else she'll kick my butt. But yeah, spoiler alert, Sonia is Lanira's daughter. So I'm really excited to show you guys their dynamic and show you guys how they work because I really, really like showing the whole like mother-daughter type of relationships because it's really comforting and it's really pretty and a lot of the times it's really freaking badass. So I like to think. But yeah, I cannot wait to show you guys more of Sonia, especially when she figures out what she wants to wear and how she wants to look for sure. So I'm really, really excited for you guys to see her later on down the line. Now I know the struggle that Giselle and Enchantress goes through with that big old wedding dress. Anyways, alrighty, next one. Oh, we're going to talk about Lithian, the Celestial. So Lithian was first shown in my teaser for the Wanted Dimension Drifter. And essentially what she is she belongs in this realm full of gods, specifically. And each of these gods have different roles. We'll talk about it later on. And she is essentially the keeper of stars. And so she keeps the stars online. She makes sure that they work together and that they're... she just keeps them in line. Okay, she avoids any fights. She makes sure that everything's going smoothly, so on and so forth. And yes, that means that there will be characters coming down the line that are stars, or that are inspired by constellations, or that are constellations, so on and so forth. And so I really can't wait to show you guys how the keeper of stars interacts with her stars. There's a lot of drama stories, there's a lot of like comfort stories, and all kinds of stuff. So I'm really excited to elaborate on that down the line. But Lithian is a very, very strong, very serious character. And that's just because she really wants to ensure that everything just stays right. We've only seen a couple of shorts from her so far, but overall I love her design. I love the orange markings that go from her chest up to her face. The gold leafy crown is so, so pretty. The vibrant, very vibrant red hair worked out so well with the gold dress and the red corset. It just all worked out so freaking perfectly. She is also one of those goddesses or celestials, you could say. It's all the same thing in my brain. She is one of those celestials where she kind of has a hate relationship with humans just because she's one of those characters where she's just like, humans are freaking stupid. Hello? Anyways, I don't know if you guys heard that. Anyways, it's kind of like one of those things where she just despises humans because she like can see what humans are doing, can hear what humans are doing, and it's kind of just like she wants nothing to do with them. But when it comes to her fellow celestials and her stars, she's very protective, very serious, and she's very much a very, I do not think her look will be changing at all. If anything, maybe she'll want to experiment with like new clothing and stuff like that. But overall, she's very content. She is absolutely amazing, and I just think she's really cool. And I feel really powerful when I hang out with her. So I cannot wait to show you guys more of her down the line because I think she's really cool. And the whole thing with the stars and the other celestials that I have on my roster, I'm so excited to show you guys. So stay tuned for that. But that is Lithium. Alright, next we have. Why did I order those so weirdly? That's so stupid. Anyways, so next we're going to talk about. Huh? Okay, next we're going to talk about Tellerisia. Tellerisia is the Crystal Keeper. I've so far only showed you guys one short. I just showed another video on TikTok. But anyways, Tellerisia is the pink, very pink Crystal Keeper. I'll be completely honest. She loves everything about herself. I, however, cannot stand the color pink on myself. She's just very pink. I don't know if she'll end up wanting to change anything down the line. I would really appreciate if she did, just because there's a lot of pink, and her creator doesn't really like pink on herself. But she looks great, especially for that being her first time coming to life, and I'm not giving her a hard time for that at all. But with her being the Crystal Keeper, I like to associate a certain crystal to her, even though she's essentially all the crystals combined, and she is one. But I mostly associate either clear quartz or rose quartz with her. Both those work perfectly. So essentially her job is to ensure that all the crystals in her universe stay safe. And with each of these different crystals that she has, they're all different types. Each of them has a certain ability or a certain thing that they stand for. So she just makes sure that everything stays together and she can use the power of all these crystals. With the first short that I showed you guys with another character I'll talk about afterwards, is that her little crown, the crystals in her crown, change color to symbolize all the different crystals she takes care of. And which also means maybe down the line we'll end up seeing more characters that are inspired or based on crystals. And they all have different abilities, they have all different personalities, and all kinds of stuff like that. So I'm really excited for that because I love crystals. I don't know if anyone here knows that, but I love crystals. Tellerisia, there's not too much with her right now, because again, she is very, very brand new and she's getting used to a lot of things. So there's not too much we have for her right now. But we're going to talk about someone else who she is technically paired with. We're going to talk about Sayora, the dark crystal. And she is one of the very first crystal variants that we have. But what's weird is I would actually associate a crystal that probably doesn't exist. I'm going to double check. I didn't get my answer. So I would actually associate Sayora with something I would call fire onyx. Don't know how to necessarily explain that, but that's just what's always stuck with her since she came to life. And she looks freaking awesome. I don't know what it is. She looks very strange, but like the good type of strange. Like she looks very different. I love the silver coloring for her and the very silver-ish eyes. And I love the headpiece that she wears because there's a citrine crystal in the middle of it. But when she ignites her powers, it turns red and black. At first, her color scheme was supposed to be red and black, but then that would have clashed with a different new character that we have that hasn't been seen just yet, I think, as I film this. So I didn't want their two looks to clash, but the gray, the silver, all of that worked out pretty perfectly, and she's very cool. She is definitely more of a menacing, very dangerous character. Do I spoil this now? Or maybe it's already obvious. So in a lot of shorts or a lot of stories, you will see that Tellerisia and Sayora do not get along. But the thing is the dynamic shedding light. Her crown lights up as well. A lot of people didn't see that in the first short that I showed of her. And it doesn't necessarily symbolize anything just yet. We're still understanding what the point of her is, and she's still trying to explain to everyone who she is, and she's still finding herself as well. But anyways, I would more of so associate her with being a very, very comforting character. Like when there's darkness within like a human's world or darkness anywhere in any universe, any planet, like she is there. She feels the darkness and wants to get rid of the darkness, and she's willing to help anyone, even if that means that she has to absorb darkness that actually ends up hurting her. But she will do whatever she needs to in order to just shed light to anyone who needs it. And we all know how important that is to me, and like, you know, the comfort that I give my community and stuff like that. So that's pretty much what Ulysses stands for as well, but more of so in a magical sense. We don't have too much on her right now. I don't think her look will change. She looks great just as she is, and I really, really love her. I love what she stands for, and she has already uplifted so many people, and she's so unbelievably grateful for that. And she's really happy, and I'm happy with her. And yeah, that is Ulessa. I can go ahead and spoil this now because people already assumed that this was going to happen. We do have a character who is the complete polar opposite of what Ulessa is. These two characters live in the same universe but two different realms. So we have Crimson the Dark. I have hung out with her once. We don't really like the look for her just yet. It's just not what we want just yet. At first, the idea and the concept was to make it look like she was always smiling, kind of like to have that kind of villain kind of look, but we both didn't really like that. So we're still working on her and her look, her makeup, her clothing design, like everything like that. So she's chilling out right now. Anyways, so Crimson is everything dark, everything evil, everything like menacing and dangerous. Again, she's the complete and total opposite of Ulessa. Sometimes I'll show them as sisters, enemies, friends, all kinds of stuff. As if I need to explain it anymore with any of my characters. But anyways, Crimson, there is not a single bone in her body that is good or that is nice. And it's great to have those kind of characters because, you know, you don't want them all to just be those kind of like really villainous characters who ends up finding their light. No. Crimson does not want the light. She does not want to touch it. She does not want to look at it. She wants it to be gone. So, you know, the light is trying to vanquish the dark. The dark is trying to vanquish the light. So you have all these potential stories that could happen and unravel. So I'm really excited to show you guys more of them. We just really got to figure out what Crimson wants because we gotta fix that. But her color schemes are going to be red and black. That was the character I was talking about that we didn't want to clash with Sayora. But yeah, that is Crimson the Dark and Ulessa the Light. Alright, next. We're going to talk about a character that as of right now, she has only shown her face on TikTok, and that's just because she's a really shy character. And she's not necessarily insecure, but she's just, again, she's very shy, very like homebodied. She'd rather kind of just be on her own. So she is a little shy right now. But we're going to talk about Saphiel. Saphiel is, her sub-name doesn't really make sense, but it's just something that just immediately clicked when I met her the first time. And her whole entire title is Saphiel, she who holds the sun. She does exist within the same universe as Lithian. Lithian is the keeper of stars. Saphiel is the one who contains and ensures that the sun stays lit. So within this universe, the sun in a different universe, which is Cyrus, is not the same sun as the sun that Saphiel takes care of. So she obtains the power of the sun. She keeps the sun lit. If the sun dies, she dies, and then like a bunch of stuff happens. I know a lot of people would end up saying, well, the sun is a star, so like, what's the point of Lithian? In this world, the sun and the stars are completely freaking different. Completely different. And I don't know how to explain that. There is absolutely not much to her. Her look is very simple, very cute, very pretty, very goddess-like. Hence why she also exists within the celestial realm. She's a very soft-spoken character. I can't really say too much about her until she comes and sees me again, and until I hang out with her again. But yeah, that is Saphia. Alrighty, next we are going to talk about Razalith the Serpent. At first, Razalith was essentially going to be inspired by Basilisk, but then I just didn't really like that title for her, but Serpent fit a lot better. I've also only hung out with her once. She's still discovering herself, still figuring out what she wants to do. She is also a very gentle character, but she can also be quite menacing. She resides within this type of like gorge that's just a huge cannon full of water, and she likes to haunt people. She likes to scare people. But she's also very comforting to those who end up actually being able to get close to her. But people fear the gorge and they fear the canyon to the point where no one goes to really see her. I have shown a short where she ended up completely erasing her human life, and everyone she loved forgot about her so that she could save the enchanted forest or an enchanted world that she lives in. I love telling stories like that with all kinds of different characters because you feel different feelings when you explain these same stories with different characters, and you're given a different emotion, you're giving a different perspective, so on and so forth. So I really like telling that story with Razalith because I really do think that that is something she would 100% do, and she absolutely agrees. Even though she can come off kind of like, serpent, like scary.
Mhm.
Even though she
I
doesn't
don't know
look
what to do.
scary.
I don't know what to
But
do
I
right
absolutely
now.
love her. Love the hair. I love the little blue horns that she has. Her white scales all over her body. The white dress works out perfectly. Her magic is beautiful. And I love her so much. She's really cool, and I cannot wait to show you guys more, especially when it comes to like her scary side. But I'm really excited to show you guys more. And there is another character that I, for some reason, really, really like connecting her to, and that is Nuala the Drake. A lot of people keep coming into my comments, and when they see Drake, they think of something completely different. They think of someone. Anyways, not a lot of people know, but within the huge realm of fantasy, there are a bunch of different types of dragons and a drake. I'm probably saying that wrong too, but that's just how I've said it growing up. But a drake is a dragon with 4 limbs and no wings. So I just wanted that to be separate from like Phoenix and stuff like that, because if I want to have different dragon-inspired characters, and I want them to be inspired by certain specific dragons. However, Phoenix is not inspired by a certain dragon. She's just a dragon. So Nuala, there's not really too much to her. She does a lot of things. There's a lot of shorts that I haven't shown you guys with her yet. So I don't really want to spoil those just yet because we're still experimenting with her and she's still getting used to showing her face to humans. I absolutely love Nuala's design. Again, I can't tell you guys what's up with the color schemes white and red being one of my all-time favorites just because it's so freaking pretty, okay? I love the markings that she has that go down her arms. It kind of, how do I explain this? But how I imagine her arms being is, I was like, I don't want to just keep adding the look of scales or anything like that. Like, what if her designs were her scales, but it's not a traditional like serpent reptile scale layout, you know what I mean? So her designing represents scales. And I love the 4 horns she has. I love those horns with all my heart. They are so perfect. They work really well with her white hair, and it's just, she looks great. I love the red graphic eyeliner makeup looks that she does, and overall she's just great. Not much will really ever change about her. She is awesome. She feels great. She looks great, and I love her so much. But I love pairing her and Razalith up because I often call them the Serpent Sisters, even though a dragon is typically not really a serpent. But again, this is fantasy, and don't question anything about it because it is fantasy, and it just makes sense like that. But anyways, I love pairing them together because they just look really great together. The blue versus the red contrasting just looks really well. So I will pretty much often portray them as sisters because again, it just works really, really well. But yeah, that is Razalith the Serpent and Nuala the Drake. Alright, next. There she is. Okay, we're going to talk about a character who I absolutely love. I spoiled this to some people on my live the other day, and I love talking about this character. I anyways, Ryel's just an easier way to say it, but I really do like putting the exaggeration on Ryel. Anyways, probably just sounds the same anyways. Anyways, I love talking about her. So she is inspired by a koi fish. And again, just like the Nisia the ram, I wanted to just really dive deep into like characters that are inspired by animals and by other things. Because again, you can only have so many fairies and enchantresses and witches and dragons and demons and warriors and everything like that. And koi fish are one of my absolute favorite animals because they just symbolize so much. And I just freaking love them. I can't really tell you why. But anyways, so typically with koi fish, we think of the color schemes white, black, red, orange, maybe sometimes even yellow. But when creating Ryel, I wanted to give her a completely different look. At first we were thinking purple, but then I was like, no, let's do something different, and we gave her blue. And there's a reason why she's blue. And now there's so much that we're gonna elaborate on. Okay, so we're gonna go to the very first short, no, the second short that we made with her. And a lot of people saw it, a lot of people didn't. But there's a certain point where not only her crown glows like how Ulysses does, but she also has a splotch on her face that glows as well. And there's a huge reason behind both of those. And so the first short that I showed you guys is that there was a story between her and Sila, which is not canon at all. Sila would not do anything like that. So they're not mother and daughter at all. I just really like showing that dynamic because showing Sila in a different kind of light like that's like really comforting and very motherly was so different, and I
don't know what
loved
you're
it
doing
just like
right
much
now.
other people loved it. So it really worked out really well.
I don't know, I'm tired.
Anyways, so in that short, Sila is the queen of this entire enchanted world, and she has these, I guess you could say, like guards or like her people find this baby koi fish mystic alone by an ancient creek, and they're like, we have to get rid of it. Like she can't be here. This is a bad omen to us. Like she can't be here. We have to get rid of her. And Sila's just like, the frick for what? But when she looks over, you kind of see this like look on her face, like, oh, okay. But she doesn't have the same mindset as that because she's like, this is a child. And what we're not seeing in that short specifically is Sila's mind working and being like, well, duh, it works. It's working in such a way that you can't really tell unless I tell you what I'm telling you right now. Within this baby, this infant that she sees herself because the way that this child was treated, which I'm about to elaborate on too, she sees herself because she went through the exact same thing growing up. Now, back to Ryel. The reason why she was essentially dubbed by the ancient Greek is because within the universe she exists, and we have these clans of different types of mystics and different fantasy beings and clans and realms and stuff like that within this universe. And so like there is this clan of koi fish mystics, koi fish fays, koi fish fairies, whichever one you want to say. And they're all typically the same color scheme, white, black, red, orange, like those splotchy, really pretty colors and stuff like that. But when Ryel was born, they noticed there was something different about her. She's freaking blue. She shouldn't be blue. Koi fish are not blue, naturally. And so by them seeing that she was the first ever koi fish to be born blue, they were immediately like, this is a bad sign. We have to get rid of her. We're going to make her someone else's problem. And besides eating her, they just dump her at a creek where she is found by Sila's people. Again, this is not canon. We're just talking about the short. But this is canon to her story, but replace Sila with a different character that we will not be introducing just yet. And so she is found by this enchantress, by this queen, and is taken in. I love this character so much. What she stands for is just everything that I stand for. And it just makes my heart melt. But anyways, growing up and everything like that with Ryel, she knows that she's different. But the thing is that she has such a huge heart of gold that she doesn't realize that people are judging her. People think she's a mistake. People think that she's a freak in the meanest way possible. And it's again because she has such a pure heart. She's so sweet. She's so innocent. People can be talking to her face to face, saying how much of a freak she is, how much of a monster she is, how much she shouldn't be alive and stuff like that. And she will just look at them and smile and just be like, I'm happy her dress will change because she wants something a little bit more, not more. I know what she wants, but I cannot wait to hang out with her again and show you guys all these comforting stories that she brings. And I just, I love her so much. And I really hope that now you guys know that about her specifically. Those who already love her, I hope you guys love her more now that you know what she stands for and her story. I love her so much. I'm so emotional every time I talk about her because she's probably one of my most meaningful characters. But yeah,
I
that
think
is
I'm
Ryel
making
the Voyage.
a cut because I'm tired.
I was supposed to talk about this character.
Really tired and to do something else.
But the thing is, I didn't.
So I
She
think
looked
I'm going
ridiculous at the
to
beginning. She said
end
I could say this, but she looked absolutely
the live here.
ridiculous.
I'm going to
We
end
were
it
going to
here.
talk about Yvette, the Fairy,
Yeah.
who showed up for the first time ever in a year. Again, she said I could say this because she agrees.
I don't know what to
At
say.
the beginning, she was not put together. She was kind of scary. But for some reason, a lot of people were like, bring her back, we miss her. You did?
I do want to
She didn't scare you
keep
guys.
writing, but I'm
Anyway,
tired.
so
I
when
need
she
a
came back, she
little
looked
break,
so
so I'm
great.
gonna end it.
She's really pretty. I
Yeah.
love the color contrast.
I don't know
blue,
when
and why
I will
absolutely love it so much.
come back with
Don't be
another live
surprised if you see
stream.
Ryel wearing what Yvette wears now.
Well,
Because they
yeah.
have both agreed
I don't know
that
when.
they are sisters,
We'll see.
but they're going to share that
Bye.
outfit.